Over the years, we have come to accept a familiar formula for success: work hard, stay disciplined, be consistent, never give up, and I believe every one of those things matter. In the same way, we have also become comfortable explaining failure. They didn't work hard enough, they weren't disciplined, they gave up too soon, and sometimes those explanations are very true. But today I would like to invite you to look beyond that formula because every success story has another chapter before it. Can I open your minds for a few minutes as I share the story of Bill Gates and two of his closest friends? Today, Microsoft has transformed the world in many ways. Whether you're using Microsoft Word, Excel, PowerPoint, or you simply turn on a Windows computer, you have benefited greatly from something that started decades ago. But have you ever wondered how it all began? Most people would say it began with Bill Gates, but I don't think that's where the story begins. The story begins at a school called Lakeside in the late 1960s, when computers were incredibly rare. Lakeside became one of the very few schools where students had access to a computer terminal. So three boys became fascinated with it: Bill Gates, Paul Allen, and Kent Evans. Three brilliant boys had one extraordinary opportunity at Lakeside. But here's the part of the story many people don't know. Kent Evans never lived to see the future they had imagined together. He died in a mountain climbing accident while he was still a teenager. Now stop for a moment. Why was it Kent Evans and not Bill Gates who died? Who decided that Bill Gates should attend Lakeside and not the other schools? Who decided that Lakeside would have access to a computer terminal when very few schools did? Who decided that Bill Gates would be born in that generation and not 50 years earlier? I don't pretend to have all the answers to these questions, but I believe they reveal something we often overlook. Behind every successful person is a story that existed before their success. A story of opportunities, a story of environment, a story of people, a story they didn't write by themselves. Call it providence, call it grace, call it the hand of God. Whatever you choose to call it, none of us begins life only with what we earn. We all begin with opportunities we did not create. Now, don't misunderstand me. This is not an excuse for laziness. Hard work still matters. Discipline still matters. Consistency still matters. Bill Gates still had to learn. He still had to sacrifice. He still had to build Microsoft. But years later, when Bill Gates reflected on his early days, he said, if there had been no Lakeside, there would have been no Microsoft. Now think about it. Bill Gates' reflection did not begin with Microsoft. It began with an opportunity, with an environment, with something that was already in place before he ever arrived. This same is true for all of us. If you've graduated with a first class, if you've become a medical doctor, if you've built a successful business, celebrate your efforts, celebrate your discipline, celebrate your consistency, but don't forget the chapter before you. Don't forget the parents you did not choose. Don't forget the teachers who believed in you, the mentors who guided you, the opportunities you didn't create. Think about your life. Why were you born into the family you are? Why did you meet that teacher who changed your life? Why were you in the right place when that opportunity came? Why did someone decide to help you? Why did you survive that accident? Why are you alive today while others who made plans just like you never got the chance? I don't ask those questions to make us feel guilty. I ask them to make us feel grateful. As you live today, I want you to do one thing. Identify those people, those things, those opportunities, those environments, those circumstances that were already in place before you arrived. The things you had little or nothing to do with. Perhaps then you will realize that your story didn't begin with your effort alone. And maybe the best way to respond to that realization is to become the opportunity someone else is waiting for. Become the teacher who believes. Become the mentor who guides. Become the friend who encourages. Become the person who opens a door for others. Why? Because someone somewhere became part of your story before you even knew it. And now it is your turn to become part of someone else's story. Become the chapter before someone's story. This is the fact, revealing the truth. Thank you.